My child, there is someone standing in the corner of your room right now, and they have been there since the sun went down yesterday. It is Archangel Michael, and he is watching you with an intensity you have never felt before. He hasn't said a single word. He is simply observing. He is looking at your soul, waiting to see how you respond to this exact moment. He is watching to see if your heart is still soft, or if the world has made it too hard to hear the truth. This isn't a coincidence. Heaven has designed this specific window of time just for you, and the second you started reading these words, a massive shift began in the unseen world. Michael saw you open this, and he whispered to the heavens that there is still a chance. He said, "Yes, they are listening." This moment was planned long before you took your first breath. There is a clock ticking right now, but it isn't the one on your wall or the digital numbers on your phone. It is a celestial timer, a sacred countdown that governs the destinies of people. It has just hit a specific number that no human mind can truly grasp, but every angel in heaven knows exactly what it means. It means you have entered a 5-minute window. Inside these few minutes, a final decision is being made about your future. Michael is standing there with a sense of urgency because he knows that once this window closes, the gate shuts and your fate for this current cycle will be sealed. If you feel a strange weight in your chest right now, please comment, "I am ready," to show heaven you are paying attention. There is a storm coming toward you. It isn't a storm meant to destroy you, but it is powerful. It will either sweep away every person and every memory that ever caused you pain, or it will leave you standing unprotected if you choose to look away. This is why Michael is trembling. He isn't afraid for himself because he is a warrior of light, but he is trembling because he sees what is coming for you. He has seen this vision countless times throughout history. He has seen people reach this exact threshold and then choose to skip the message. He has seen them return later, broken and crying, asking why they didn't take the chance when it was right in front of them. He cannot force you to stay. He cannot drag you toward your own salvation. He can only stand by and plead with your spirit. He knows your history better than anyone on this earth. He has stood beside you for years, even when you thought you were completely alone. He knows the exact depth of the pain you carry. He knows about the betrayal that almost made you give up on people entirely. He remembers the specific night you looked up at the dark sky and whispered a prayer into the silence, asking if anyone was actually there. He saw the moment your spirit almost snapped under the pressure of your life. That cry you sent out into the universe is what created this exact second. It started a spiritual chain reaction that led to God assigned Michael specifically to your case. Most people pray for years for this kind of protection, but Michael chose you. He stepped forward and said he would go to you even if you didn't believe in him. But the situation has reached a critical point. Something changed in the spiritual atmosphere last night. While Michael was standing guard, a powerful presence from the darkness approached him. This being didn't come to fight, it came to negotiate. It argued that you shouldn't be protected anymore. It claimed that you don't listen, that you ignore the signs, and that you always choose to scroll past the warnings heaven sends you. The deal was simple. If you ignore this message, the angels have to back away. This is the law of free will that even God honors. Heaven will never force its way into your life, but it will always give you a final warning before the light fades. If you believe you are meant for more than your current struggle, type Amen in the comments right now to claim your protection. You might have felt a strange pressure in the air or a shift in your heartbeat just before you found this. That is because the person delivering this message isn't just a person, it is Michael himself working through these words. The atmosphere around you is currently vibrating with an invisible light. You are standing on the very edge of a massive transformation. On one side is divine favor and a total breakthrough, and on the other side is a long, cold silence. Your response in this 5-minute window is the only thing that decides which path you take. This isn't a poem or a dramatic story. This is a moment where a spiritual contract is being signed. Michael has been trying to get through to you for days, but life kept getting in the way. Maybe you felt unusually tired lately, or maybe every time you tried to focus on your spiritual life, something interrupted you. You might have told yourself that you would deal with your soul later, but every time you delayed, the light around you grew a little bit dimmer. Darkness loves it when you wait. It grows in the space created by later. But right now, time is being forced to pause. The angels surrounding you are making one last attempt to save the parts of your life that are currently on the verge of falling apart. Michael is pacing the floor of your room. He is anxious, which is rare for an angel, but he knows what is written on the scroll of your future. He saw 2 versions of your life sitting side by side. In one version, your life is overflowing with joy, unexpected wealth, restored relationships, and a divine covering that nothing can penetrate. In the other version, there are long years of confusion, repeated betrayals, and the loss of things that were rightfully yours. What happens next is not up to God alone. It is entirely based on how you respond to this invitation. Michael begged for this one last chance to speak to your heart. If you skip this, he will be forced to step back. Not because he wants to leave you, but because he cannot make you accept a gift that you refuse to open. He is holding the door open with all his strength, but you are the one who has to walk through it. There is someone close to you who is hiding something very significant. Heaven has been trying to show you the truth for a long time, but your own doubts have acted as a shield for their lies. Now, in these final minutes, the truth is ready to break open. A phone call is coming, or a conversation is about to take an unexpected turn that reveals everything. This will be the sign you asked for, but if you ignore this window of time, the truth will come too late to save you from the fallout. You were never meant to be ordinary, and that is why your battles have been so incredibly violent. Your heartbreaks were deep because the enemy knew that if you ever woke up to your true power, you would be unstoppable. People didn't just walk away from you by accident. Promises weren't broken just because of human weakness. It was a strategic spiritual manipulation designed to make you feel like you were worth nothing. But Michael is here to tell you that you are royalty disguised by a temporary delay. You are power hidden in a human body. You are the one heaven has been waiting for. The 5-minute window is closing and the scroll is about to be sealed. Massive blessings are prepared for you. A financial miracle, a home you thought was impossible, and the return of a family member who will finally tell the truth. But you cannot receive these things while you are vibrating at the frequency of doubt. You must say yes to heaven right now. In this very moment, something incredible is happening in the silence around you. As you read these words, a divine spark is being ignited to reconnect a thread in your life that was snapped a long time ago. This isn't just a random thought. It is a calculated move by heaven to restore what was broken. In exactly 5 minutes, a person who still carries your name deep within their heart is going to be struck by a sudden memory of you. They won't understand why you are suddenly on their mind, but it is the spirit realm tugging at them, trying to bridge the gap that pride or distance created. If you allow this moment to unfold, it has the power to rewrite your entire story and open doors that have been bolted shut for years. If you want this person to reach out, take a second to type, "Bring them back," in the comments so heaven knows you are ready for this reconnection. You must understand the urgency of this timing. Archangel Michael is standing by, but he cannot interfere if you choose to hesitate. His sword is currently drawn to protect you, but if you reject this final message, he will be forced to lower it. This isn't because he wants to leave you, but because the laws of heaven require your participation. You are standing in a very narrow window of time where your blessings are being calculated and finalized. The angels are essentially waiting for you to say one simple thing from the depths of your soul. You don't need a long prayer or a perfect life. You just need to whisper, "I am ready, heaven." The moment those words leave your heart, the chains that have been holding your progress will finally begin to shatter. There is a shift happening right now in the courtroom of the Spirit. Your name was spoken 3 times this afternoon, and a heavy silence fell over the heavenly halls as the record of your life was opened. While you were going about your day, a battle was being fought for your reputation. A woman dressed in black shadows has been trying to whisper your secrets to fallen energies, hoping to find a way to keep you stuck. She thought she was operating in total darkness, where no one could see her rituals or hear her words, but God heard everything. She has been using her influence, her money, and her obsession with your downfall to try and block the delivery of your inheritance. She is in rooms you haven't entered yet, speaking words designed to make people turn away from you. This person wears a friendly smile and uses comforting language when they are in your presence, but behind your back, they have been speaking curses and performing acts meant to delay your life. They have even used your photo in a negative way, trying to tie up your finances and your peace of mind. This is why you have been feeling that sudden, unexplained sadness and that strange heaviness in your chest lately. It wasn't just stress, it was a strategic spiritual attack. But because you kept hoping and because you cried those secret tears when no one was watching, God has decided to interfere. Michael is trembling because he sees the betrayal they have planned for you in the next 24 hours. He is pleading with you to pay attention because if you ignore this warning, the truth will still come out, but it might be too late to stop the damage. Right now, Michael is holding a piece of divine evidence that was meant to be destroyed. It is a letter, a handwritten truth that contains the full story of what has been hidden from you by the people you trusted most. Heaven preserved this document specifically for this moment. When you finally see it, everything that has felt confusing for the last several months will suddenly make perfect sense. You will realize that you weren't crazy and you weren't wrong. You were simply being lied to by those who were jealous of your light. If you believe the truth is coming to set you free, type "expose the lie" in the comments right now. The spiritual wires that have been wrapped around your home and your bank account are being identified one by one. These wires are invisible to the human eye, but they have been strangling your growth and making every blessing feel like it was just out of reach. The only way to cut them is through this divine exposure. The woman who has been working against you is actually terrified today because she knows her time is up. She saw you in a dream last night, and in that dream, your hands were glowing with a power she couldn't touch. She realized in that moment that you are rising above everything she threw at you, and she woke up in a panic. That is why she is acting so calm and quiet today. She is hiding the fact that she knows heaven has turned against her plans. You are the only missing piece in this divine contract. Your photo was shown to the angels this morning, and your name is currently glowing on a ledger of people who are scheduled for a massive elevation in the next 72 hours. But there is a signature missing. The blessing is hovering over your life, but it cannot land until you give heaven your full permission. This is a critical moment where you must choose between divine favor or a long, painful delay. There is no middle ground anymore. You are either going to step into the most shocking chapter of your life, or you are going to let this window close and watch the opportunity pass to someone else. The 5-minute timer is almost at 0. Michael is watching the clock, praying that you don't scroll away and let the darkness win this round. He has stood beside kings and warriors throughout history, but he has never pleaded for a soul as much as he is pleading for yours right now. He knows that if you say yes, the jealous spirits who have been blocking your path will lose their grip forever. He is ready to defend you in the courtroom of heaven and ensure that every curse sent your way is turned into a stepping stone for your success. The choice is yours, but you must make it before the atmosphere shifts and the gate is sealed shut. There is a man traveling toward you right now with news that will change everything you thought you knew about your future. He is carrying something very specific in his pocket, a photo of you. He doesn't fully understand why he can't stop looking at it or why he feels so drawn to find you, but it is because heaven has programmed him to be your messenger. He was assigned to your life by a higher power, but the spiritual static around you has made him feel exhausted and ready to give up. You don't need to chase him down or beg for this breakthrough. You just need to be in a state of receiving. If you believe that your help is already on the way, take a moment to type "I receive my messenger" in the comments. The people who tried to bury your reputation and destroy your peace are in a state of absolute panic right now. They thought they could silence you forever, but the spiritual files of your life have been officially opened in the highest court. God has made a final decree. You are not to be destroyed, you are to be revealed. You are being shown to the world as the one who is chosen, protected, and whose destiny cannot be erased. They tried so hard to take you down, but every single one of their attempts actually became the fuel for your biggest breakthrough. Every curse they spoke over your name has been turned into a stepping stone for you to climb higher. This is the end of your long delay. If you respond to this message right now, every door starts to swing open, the new home, the important message, and the total reversal of the lies that were told about you. But there is a hard truth you need to hear. Someone within your own family has been trying to block your path out of pure jealousy. Archangel Michael says this person will soon be exposed for everyone to see. It might be a video that surfaces, a conversation you weren't supposed to hear, or something in writing that cannot be denied. Michael is actually crying as he tells you this, not because he is weak, but because it breaks his heart to see how much you have ignored the signs. He wants you to know how much you are worth, and to stop letting pain blind you to the inheritance that is one decision away. A very strange letter is currently making its way to you. It is handwritten and was originally supposed to be destroyed, but heaven stepped in to preserve it. This letter contains the absolute truth about someone you once trusted with your whole heart. When you finally hold it and read the words, every confusing thing that happened to you will suddenly make sense. This will be the final proof that you were never crazy and you were never wrong. You were right all along, and the people around you knew it. That is exactly why they tried so hard to keep you quiet. If you are ready for the truth to come out, type "I am not crazy" in the comments. Every plan they had to ruin your character has failed. The traps they set for your heart and the lies they told about your finances have all fallen apart. Even the spiritual heaviness and sickness they tried to send to distract you has failed. You are being pulled out of that cycle of delay and into a season of divine judgment where things are finally made right. Anyone who touched your name with wickedness is being dealt with by heaven right now. Michael is holding the spiritual lock to your future, and your faith is the only key that can turn it. The treasure is already yours, but the chest will stay shut until you align your spirit with this moment. This isn't just a nice story or a bit of poetry. This is supernatural technology at work. You are being scanned by the spirit realm at this very second, and a verdict is about to be handed down. You have to choose your outcome right now. God isn't looking for you to be perfect. He is just looking for your permission to fight for you. Stop saying you will deal with this later, because later is the language that creates more delay. Now is the only language that miracles understand. Michael is watching and waiting to see if you will finally say, "Yes, I receive it all." This message isn't for a crowd, it is a secret, specific communication meant only for your eyes. Heaven is shaking with a sense of urgency because your name has been whispered in the highest courts. God actually leaned forward on his throne and gave Michael a direct order. Go now and warn them. That is why he is here with his wings stretched wide and flames of truth wrapped around his sword. He isn't here to strike you. He is here to protect you and tell you that you only have 5 minutes left. If you ignore this, he might not return with a warning this clear ever again. You have been nudged and stirred for a long time, and this is the moment where everything shifts. This is not a test, it is a divine interception. A massive change is breaking open, and if you don't step into it during these 5 minutes, the shift will happen without you. God is willing to bend time in your favor if you are obedient to this call. You are standing on holy ground right now, even if you are just sitting in an ordinary room. The veil between our world and the spirit world has been lifted just for you. To show you are standing on holy ground, type Amen and share this with one person who needs a miracle. Michael has already defended your name against every accuser in heaven. He has begged for this one last chance to reach you. You are safe, and you have always been safe, even when things felt like they were spinning out of control. You were held through every heartbreak and guarded through every betrayal. Michael even shielded you in accidents that could have taken your life, blocking unseen attacks that you never even knew were happening. Heaven was busy planning your victory even while you were weeping in the dark. Now it is your turn to speak back. Heaven isn't asking for a flawless prayer, it just wants a willing heart that says yes to trusting again and letting go of the pain that has clung to your soul for too long. You are still carrying guilt for things that God has already forgiven. You are still blaming yourself for mistakes you made when you didn't know any better. You're afraid that history will repeat itself, but this is not like the last time. This moment is protected and divine. You don't need massive strength for this miracle. You just need faith the size of a whisper. Michael will take that tiny bit of surrender and use it to break every chain off your life. He is a warrior, and when he says massive changes are coming, he means miracles you haven't even dreamed of yet. Keys to new doors are coming, court cases are closing in your favor, and settlements are being signed. Even health diagnoses are being reversed, and apologies are coming from people who once refused to admit they were wrong. Everything is ready to move like fire if you just open the gate of your heart. Gemini said, "The clock is down to its final ticks." Archangel Michael is standing perfectly still now, his eyes fixed on your heart, waiting for the very last vibration of your decision. This isn't about fear, it is about the incredible precision of heaven. You see, God doesn't need decades to fix what was broken in a single moment. He doesn't need years to return what the years have stolen from you. He only needs 1 second of your complete, undivided attention and one sincere yes from your spirit. If you can feel that your life is about to turn a corner, type, "I am walking through the door" right now to signal the angels that you are moving forward. There is a specific folder in the archives of heaven with your name written across it in letters of light. Inside that file isn't just a list of your mistakes or your struggles. It is a collection of every single prayer you whispered when you thought no one was listening. It holds every tear you shed in the middle of the night and every time you chose to be kind when someone else was cruel to you. Those moments were never lost. They were being saved as spiritual currency for this exact breakthrough. Michael is looking at that file right now, and he is ready to release everything inside it. The delays are being cancelled. The blockages are being removed. The change coming toward you isn't going to be subtle or quiet. It isn't a small favor that you might miss if you aren't looking. This is a massive, visible shift that will make the people who doubted you stop and wonder how you did it. It is the kind of miracle that forces your enemies to stay silent because the evidence of God's hand on your life is too bright to ignore. You are about to see a total reversal in your health, your bank account, and your family's peace. If you are ready for the world to see what God can do through you, type "Show your power" in the comments to claim this public blessing. This window of time is more delicate than you can imagine. Spiritual timing is like a lock that only opens when the tumblers are perfectly aligned. Right now, those tumblers are in place. The angels have worked tirelessly to protect this specific 5-minute window from any interference. They have fought off the distractions and the noise just so you could hear this. If you choose to ignore this or walk away without acknowledging it, the window will simply slide shut. Not because God stopped loving you, but because the opportunity for this specific cycle will have passed. You are the only one who can decide if the gate stays open. Think about how far you have come to get to this moment. You have survived things that would have broken other people. You have kept going when you had every reason to give up. That strength wasn't just yours, it was Michael standing behind you, holding you up. He is still holding you up right now, but he is asking you to finally take the lead. He wants you to step into the authority that was given to you at birth. You are not a victim of your circumstances, you are the architect of your future, and heaven is waiting for your blueprints. The atmosphere in your room is changing, the heaviness is lifting, and a sense of deep supernatural peace is taking its place. This is the sign that the contract has been signed and the blessing has been released. The shadows and the jealous voices no longer have any power over your name. Their influence has been cut off at the root. You are standing in the light of a new beginning. Before you leave this moment, take a deep breath and realize that you are never going back to the way things were. The old version of you stayed behind when you opened this message. The new version is ready to fly. Type Amen one last time to seal this word forever.